If you're not too busy being a swanky art director, I would love to take you out.
I lied to him about so many things.
This marks your first time as an executive producer on a movie. So how different of an experience was that for you? And was it an exciting one for you personally?
Yeah, it was really exciting. The best part was that I got to do it with my best friend who I met in college, Rachel Matthews, who is also an executive producer. So it was our first foray into producing, and we got to do it together, which made me feel less alone, and I felt like I really had someone in my corner. But I think it was magical, because I realized I had way more of a knack for it than I thought I would, and I realized that my 7 years of Riverdale, you know, being on a show for that long and working with several directors and always interacting, you know, with the producers, I kind of naturally picked up a skill set that I didn't know I truly had until I was like thrown into this experience, and I learned so much. And I'm very thankful for Bill and Mike at Gulfstream, because our other producers, because they really let us take the reins, and they let us have a lot more creative control than I think we were expecting we could have. And they really trusted us. So I'm really glad that I got the experience to actually put those, you know, skills to use.
Yeah, for sure. And these kind of movies, they live and die by the chemistry between the lead stars. So how was it for you creating that chemistry of Archie? Did you find it quite an instant, easy thing, or was it something you had to work on as you were filming?
I mean, it's, you know, we didn't get to chemistry read or anything leading up to filming, but I had known who he was because my manager reps the both of us. So I was always, you know, I always was like, oh my God, he's such a cutie. Like, I have such a little crush. So as soon as she, you know, was like, we should bring him onto this project, I was like, absolutely. Oh my God, yes. And she put us in touch over a group text, and then he and I just like texted for months, like leading up to the film, to get to know each other and kind of create like a little bit of a banter, just so we had enough chemistry. So going into it, there was already some familiarity.
Yeah, with Camila, it was pretty easy. I think because she's very easygoing, a good sense of humor. I think that's something that I always find easy, is to like get to know a person quickly, is to have a little bit of a laugh and a joke around. And yeah, that came pretty naturally. She's a lot of fun, so it was really easy, and we were kind of bouncing off each other right away. And yeah, that's what we kind of needed in this film, is to have that kind of bouncy banter and being able to kind of ping off each other. And yeah, it was pretty easy and straightforward to get to that.
Yeah, and they've assembled such a fun supporting cast for this as well. Like, you get to work with Buffy legend Anthony Head, like you've got Lena Olin as your mother. Like, what do you look back now on the experience of what you'll take from working from all these icons? What's the memory you take from the set?
I knew at the time, man. I knew at the time that I was working with some really, really great actors. Anthony I've actually worked with Anthony's daughter. And so getting to work with my friend, his daughter's name's Daisy, so getting to work with her dad, I think she's got a sister called Emily, who's also an actor I've not worked with. So I'm 2 out of 3 on working with the Head family. But yeah, it was great. Him and Lena had great chemistry with each other. Yeah, it was kind of just like amazed at how quickly they kind of sunk into what that vibe and that friendship was meant to be. And you're like, when did you guys like plan this? They obviously didn't. They're just like vibing off each other with ease, and that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, and these kind of rom-coms, they've had a bit of resurgence over recent years, mostly driven by streaming releases like Upgraded. So what do you feel it is about this kind of genre that has made people come back to it and has given it more popularity these times? Even for you, what was it that draws you to these kind of roles?
I think people just need I think certainly in like current times, a little bit of a break from the harshness of reality at times, and rom-coms definitely help alleviate some of that, and you can kind of just lose yourself for an hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever, and just have a nice easy watch and a fun watch and have a few laughs and just have a nice time. It's not something that some films can be a bit heavy and a bit long, but these are things that people can just kind of watch with ease, and just make they're feel good films, and I think that's what kind of people are looking out for at the moment.
I think there's been like this quest to bring back the magic of rom-com past, There have been so many amazing cinematic rom-coms, and I think it's been tough to kind of find that again and find that groove. And I think it's starting to happen because we're kind of tired of seeing the same mold being created over and over again. It just feels like everything's very cookie cutter and there's not much nuance to rom-coms anymore. And I think people are catching on to that and realizing that it's like, when done right, it's such a beautiful genre, and you can have a lot of heart and you can have a lot of comedy, and if the acting is good and the chemistry and the connection is strong, it's a recipe for success.